Chapter 1. Physical Divisions of India.
The southern part of India is surrounded by ocean on three sides, so this part is called the Indian Peninsula. Now we'll see the political divisions. The Republic of India is a union of 28 states and 7 union territories. India is in the south-central part of the continent of Asia. It means India is located in the northern hemisphere. India's latitudinal extent is from 8 degrees 4 minutes 28 seconds to 37 degrees 6 minutes 53 seconds north. Indira Point in Great Nicobar Island is the southernmost location of India. Its latitude is 6 degrees 45 minutes north. The meridian of longitude 82 degrees 30 minutes east, which is close to Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh, is our standard meridian. The Indian Standard Time, that is IST, is determined with reference to this meridian. The total area of India is 32,87,263 square kilometers. It occupies about 2.4% of the total land area of the earth. With reference to area, India ranks 7th in the world. The maximum north-south distance of mainland India is about 3,200 kilometers, whereas its east-west maximum distance is about 3,000 kilometers. The Indian subcontinent has natural boundaries in the form of Himalayan mountains, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal. The length of land boundary of our nation is about 15,200 kilometers. Mainland India and Indian islands together have a maritime boundary of 7,517 kilometers. Pakistan and Afghanistan are located to the northwest, and China, Nepal and Bhutan are to the north. To the east are Myanmar and Bangladesh. Sri Lanka is to the south. Indonesia is to the southeast and Maldives are to the southwest. The island of Sri Lanka is separated from mainland India by Palk Strait and Gulf of Mannar. The three sides of Nepal, Bhutan and Bangladesh are surrounded by India.
Geology. Generally, India is composed of 3 geological units: the Himalayan mountains, the Indo-Gangetic plains and the peninsular plateaus. Our country has all major physical features of the earth such as mountains, plains, deserts, plateaus and islands. Now, the process of identification of a region. Let's have a regional approach for a detailed study of our country. It studies all physical as well as human aspects. These interact with each other and work in unison. The regions are identified on the basis of common characteristics, contiguity and similarity. For example, climatic regions. They can also be identified on the basis of one or multiple factors. For example, economic regions are based on economic factors like industries, transportation, etc. Agricultural regions are formed according to crops. Social and cultural regions are identified on the basis of population, language, etc. In each region, there are one or more core areas. The geographical pattern is well developed in these core areas. For most of the geographical regions, boundaries are drawn roughly on maps because they are mostly in the form of transitional zones. On the other hand, the political and administrative regions have well demarcated boundaries and they are shown accurately on the map. The process of segregating an area into smaller segments is called regionalization. The divisions of a nation into states and states into districts is the example. The basis for regionalization differ. The physical factors are relatively static as compared to other factors. On the basis of physical factors, we can identify some homogeneous regions in India, and these are known as physical or natural divisions of India. So now we'll study the natural or physical divisions. India, due to its large extent, has a great geographical diversity. The country can be grouped into 5 major divisions. The first one, the mountainous region in the north. The Himalayas are young fold mountains which have highest relief in the world. These mountains have a granitic core and are flanked by metamorphosed sedimentary rocks. Secondly, the North Indian plains. These plains form an unbroken belt of alluvial soil which increases in thickness from west to east. It has mild climatic conditions and very gently sloping landscape. The soil is fertile and the density of population is very high. Then 3. The Indian Plateau. This plateau region is stable and one of the oldest land masses in the world. It is the largest natural division of India. It is composed of very old igneous and metamorphic rocks. It is rich in mineral resources. 4. The coastal lowlands. The region is subdivided into first one, the western coastal lowland, which is characterized by seasonal rivers, high relief, dissected terrain, faulted structures, indented coastline, rias and cliffs, etc. Then secondly, the eastern coastal lowland. It is characterized by the deltaic plains. These are formed due to depositional work of rivers like Godavari, Krishna, etc. Then fifth one, the islands. There are 2 groups of islands. The first one, the Arabian Sea Islands. Lakshadweep, Minicoy and Amindivi Islands are a group of islands in the Arabian Sea. They are located 200 to 440 kilometers off the southwestern coast of India. These islands form the smallest union territory of India and the capital is Kavaratti. Then secondly, Bay of Bengal Island. The North Andaman Islands are physically characterized by a central range and a number of narrow valleys. The Little Andaman is almost flat and the Nicobars, forming the summit of the submarine mountain range, are hilly in character.